The last time I took off the uniform, I didn't feel proud. I felt like I didn't belong anywhere. So if you got out and the last time you took off that uniform, you felt that same way, I'm going to tell you right now that's a lie. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. The identity trap. The military gives you everything. It gives you your tribe, it gives you your mission, it gives you your structure, it gives you the organization. It gives you a daily remembrance of where you stand every single day. You are getting metrics about you, your performance, and where you stand every single day. So when you leave that, there's a gap there. There is a gap in the daily reminding, in the daily structure, and the daily discipline that you need. That's what a lot of people have issues with. I had issues with it too. So when that gap comes around, what do you think you're going to do? You're going to look for something. You're going to look for something that is familiar. You're going to look for something that you're comfortable with. Something that was attached to that structure that you are no longer a part of. For many people, it's alcohol. It was for me as well. Or it's the bad habits that you had when you were in. The things that you do day in and day out to get some kind of remembrance, some kind of feeling that you're still a part of it. But what a lot of us don't realize is we left for a reason. Whether it was the end of your time, whether it was the work tempo, whether it was the unit or the squadron, whether it was the leadership, whether it was family, or you just didn't want to go do those things and see those things again. And that's okay. That is exactly why it's an identity trap. Because what you do is you sit there and reach for creature comforts that you know will bring back that feeling. I struggled with it for about 8 months before I made the turn. I struggled with it, and it consistently and daily got worse, and it got worse until I had to pull the plug on it, because there was no way I was coming back from it if I didn't make that decision. The lie that we tell ourselves, and it's not even other people telling us, it's the lie that we tell ourselves, that without the uniform, you are nothing. Nothing could be further from the truth. And let me explain. The uniform and the structure may have made you aware of what you could do, but that uniform is not you. You were a part of an organization that had a dress code. You had a uniform that stood for something. Whether you agree with it or not, that uniform around the world symbolizes something, and it symbolizes something different to every single person that sees it. I've been in multiple different countries where it gets mixed reviews when they see it. It's either welcoming or it's the ultimate reversal of that. So the thing that I need you to understand is that's a lie. You are way more than that uniform, and you are way more than that person that you were while you were in. Think about this. When you lost the uniform, did you lose your discipline? Did you lose your capabilities? Did you lose your ability to sit there and perform at a high level in a dynamic and high-speed environment? Did you lose all of these traits that you built and honed and made yourself better into when you took off that uniform? That's what a lot of us think. A lot of us think that we can't maintain that level without that uniform, without that daily remembrance and that daily organization and structural discipline. But that is not the case. You know what you're capable of because you've done it before. And some of us have done it in times when you had no other choice, because if you didn't, it was going to mean your life or somebody else's. So you need to remember you didn't lose who you are. The uniform, when you took it off, did not take that person away from you. All you did was lose that daily reminder of what you are capable of. So at some point, you're going to have to sit there and think about the turn. You're going to have to sit there and think about what is going to make you turn yourself around. Because I know there's a lot of people out there right now who are struggling with the loss of identity when they take off the uniform. I went through it. I know people that have gone through it, and we're not anything special. So I know people are going through it. For me, mine was faith. Because when I lost my uniform and my structure and my discipline and my calling, what I did was I looked around to see what else I still had. And I leaned heavily into faith. And what faith taught me is that God already gave me everything that I needed to continue that structure, to continue to build, to continue to protect in your family. My family was now my purpose. I had put them off for almost a decade, willfully putting them off like they were some kind of burden to me. It was horrible. I was sitting there being a non-present parent when I was there. I was sitting there pushing my wife further away, all while I yearned for something that had no love for me, just because of what it made me feel when I was in. And I just remember I was looking everywhere for somewhere to belong. And when I hit rock bottom on December 30th, 2023, that is when God reminded me that you already have your purpose. You already have your calling. And what you do is you take that identity that you lost when you took off your uniform and you put it into that. Because that is a better ROI. That is your family. That is your legacy. That is everything that you have to live for. Not the uniform, not the command, not the places we go. And I get it. I miss people that I worked with too. Different kind of family. When you sit there and find your purpose after losing your identity, it allows you to come back full circle to the person that you were when you had the uniform on. All you're doing is doing it for another purpose. So that's where you need to make the turn. The next thing you need to do is find the system that you put in place to maintain the discipline, to maintain the building, to maintain the honing of your purpose and what you have to do to maintain it. The daily system that you put in place, the daily structure that you're missing as soon as you took off the uniform is replaceable. You just have to hold yourself accountable. Or you have to find a community of like-minded individuals who are looking for that same accountability. They're out there. All you got to do is look for them. As soon as you build your system, you start to maintain it. You start to get better at it. You start to understand the value in it, and it makes you want to protect it. That is what protect yours is. You have to protect what is yours, what you've built, what's been given to you, and what's greater than you. If that's not a perfect substitute for military uniform, I don't know what is. That is my personal opinion, and that is how I created Protect Yours and the daily systems that I put in place to bring back my faith, to bring back my sobriety, to bring back my marriage, to bring back to the provider that I need to be and have been destined to be from God. So those are things that can be replaced with the absence of the uniform. And the one thing that I would say to you is that if you look hard enough and meditate long enough, you'll be able to see exactly what's right in front of you that could give you that purpose and identity that you lost. I can guarantee you will find it. All you have to do is remember what you're capable of. Remember what you are capable of, what you have done, what you have survived, and take that on to the turn to build the next system in your life. It's out there. You just haven't found it yet. So what you could do is just sit there and think long and hard about it. The one thing that you could do is send this to somebody who you know needs to hear this. I wish somebody would have sent it to me instead of looking at random motivational corn on the internet on every single platform. That's good for about a week or two. But then you're going to fall back on the system. You're going to fall back on the discipline. You're going to fall back on your purpose. That is what's going to get you back to where you were in fighting shape. That is what's going to allow you to maintain the identity that you have in yourself, not just the uniform. That is what's ultimately going to allow you to thrive in the environment that you are in. If you watch this and you are in a branch, drop your branch in the comments and we can have our sibling rivalries in the comments. But all I would say is you are not the uniform. The uniform showed you who you are and what you're capable of. Now go build it and protect yours.